The God Emperors. These are more than just rulers, they are worshipped as deities and possess incredible powers. While emperors and kings are quite a penny a dozen in fiction, there are just a few of them that have been given such a status of a God Emperor. These individuals have either achieved a status or transcended beyond the levels of others in their own respective universes, where even the closest rivals are 3 steps down and nowhere close in comparison. Here in this video we will discuss and compare 2 of these God Emperors from 2 different sci-fi universes, one from the grimdark Warhammer 40K and the other from Frank Herbert's Dune Universe. So let's get to it. Firstly, let's begin with introducing the 2 universes, 40K and Dune. Starting with the Dune saga, this unfolds in a distant future where faster-than-light travel and interstellar human colonization are widespread. There is a ban on thinking machines or AI, and the feudal interstellar empire, the Imperium, is ruled by various great houses under an emperor. Then there is the desert planet called Arrakis, also known as Dune, which is at the center of the overarching themes, and it holds the key to the creation of a chemical compound known as the spice melange, which is a life-extending drug, an ESP stimulant, and also the lifeline for safe navigation in interstellar travels. Despite dangers like giant sandworms, the control of Arrakis becomes the focal point of a complex millennia-long conflict involving political struggles and the pursuit of power by various factions. And at the heart of it all lies a strange person from the House Atreides, who is foreseen to come to pass and become the God Emperor of that galaxy. On the other hand, we have the Warhammer 40K, which is set in a distant timeline 40,000 years in the future, where humanity is spread across a vast galaxy, forming an immense galactic imperium ruled by a God Emperor who is interred as a living corpse in his golden throne, which is also a life support system. And humans here are constantly at war with various alien races, species, as well as dealing with internal conflicts and the influence of dark supernatural forces which come out from another dimension called the Warp or the Immaterium. This setting is known for its grim, dark and gothic themes, featuring fantasy magic mixed with futuristic technologies, a never-ending supply of massive battles, and a rich lore that encompasses various factions such as the Imperium of Man, demonic chaos entities, elf-like Eldari aliens, green-skinned orcs, swarming xenomorph-like tyranids, and others as well. And it is from this universe that we get the legendary Astartes, also known as the Space Marines. Now let's take a look at the origin stories of these 2 God Emperors from Dune and 40K and see how both of them came into power. So starting with Dune, in the arid deserts of Arrakis, Leto Atreides II was born into the legendary Emperor Paul Atreides and his freeman concubine. He entered the world alongside his twin sister Ghanima, and their birth was marked by the consumption of the spice melange, rendering them preborn, meaning their minds were fully formed and had unlimited knowledge from humanity's past. They both had to navigate complex political and military situations even as young kids. They had to evade assassination attempts and defeat a complex web of dangers laid forth by an enemy in the form of Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Amidst the enigmatic freeman fringes in the deserts of Arrakis, Leto, who went there, accepted sand trout upon his body, which are the juvenile creatures which form into the sandworms, the giant ones in Dune, and this initiated the transformation into a human sandworm hybrid. This process started gradually, initially as just an exoskeletal change, endowing Leto with extraordinary strength, reflexes and speed, allowing him to traverse vast distances on foot. Upon reaching a pivotal stage in his transformation, Leto emerged from the desert and claimed the title of Padishah God Emperor and solidified his rule by marrying his own sister. Thus the saga unfolded, marking the ascendancy of a being whose destiny was interwoven with the shifting sands of that planet Arrakis and later the galaxy. Now in the grimdark 40K, the Emperor of Mankind is a perpetual psyker, serving as the ruler of the Imperium, and he has sat immobile for over 10,000 years on the golden throne of terror, with his shattered body sustained by hyper-advanced cybernetics and daily sacrifices of thousands of psykers. Once an immensely powerful immortal, the Emperor sacrificed almost everything at the end of the Horus Heresy to protect the human race. Though in a way unresponsive to his subjects, he still at times communicates in incomprehensible ways, yet he remains at the heart of the Imperium, with the remnants of his body, his form being crucial to its survival. His mind directs the Astronomicon, which is a psychic lighthouse, a beacon that facilitates warp travel in a galaxy filled with demons and aliens. The Emperor is, from the start, a reincarnation of Neolithic shamans from 8,000 years BC. They, being the first human psychers, decided to merge into a single soul to create the new man. Born into Anatolian herders and farmers, for 38,000 years, he traversed the earth, observing and eventually aiding humanity with ancient wisdom. The Emperor silently guided humanity's development, culminating in the Unification Wars and the Great Crusade in the 30K millennium, where he revealed himself, unifying a galaxy under an imperium ruled by him. Now let's take a look at their physical description as of their peak forms, or in other words, in their prime. Initially, Leto II was just a normal baseline human in form. Later, due to circumstances, he decided to merge with the sand trouts, and this encounter with the sand trout appears symbiotic as they elongate and cover his hand. Leto's unique physiology, saturated with spice, played a crucial role in his transfiguration because spice, a substance produced by the sandworms, grants various enhanced abilities to those who consume it, but it can easily end the life of a consumer by overdose. This process continues with Leto strategically placing sand trouts all over his body, and at first they only become sort of an exoskeleton covering his exterior, but as the symbiosis deepens and the sand trouts in him transform into a more robust and powerful form, Leto's skin becomes a living membrane, and the sand trout cover his entire body, creating a union that prevents rejection. Over the span of 3,500 years, this symbiotic relationship evolves into something more profound. The sand trout and Leto become one entity, a transformation that goes beyond mere symbiosis. Leto's final form is a fusion of human and sandworm, a unique and powerful being known as the God Emperor. His towering head on the body of a sandworm serves as a visual representation of this strange union. So going to the grim universe of Warhammer 40K, the God Emperor's appearance here is a matter of interpretation. While often depicted in golden Auramite armor towering at 20 feet tall with long hair, his true form though remains elusive and varies across different narratives and perspectives. This ambiguity enhances his mystery, even confounding the psychically potent Eldari. At the culmination of the Horus Heresy, the Emperor suffered severe injuries, losing limbs and enduring systemic damage. Nearly defeated, his only lifeline is the life-supporting Golden Throne. This arcane device sustains his living corpse in a peculiar state of neither death nor true life, shrouded in perpetual mystery and incomprehensibility. But even as a corpse on a throne, his real body is still a mystery. Even the Primarchs, the Custodes, and the Sisters of Silence have their own different interpretations. In the book Deliverance Lost, the Emperor tells Corvus Corax, his own son, a Primarch, that he has no true face, having worn many throughout the ages according to needs or whims, appearing either as a feeble scientist, a golden angel-like being, an old man, or other various forms. Now lastly, let's take a look at their powers, their lifespan, and their ultimate fate. Starting with Leto Atreides II, as a man he has a great degree of prescient abilities, meaning he can see things that are yet to come and circumnavigate the future to his advantage. As a symbiote with the sand trouts, he received an exoskeleton that gave him initially superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, and great endurance. And as a fully mature sandworm hybrid, a God Emperor, he has all that and can tap into his psychic ESP abilities at will, therefore having unlimited knowledge about the future. His sandworm body at the end allows him to be as resilient as one, and as strong as a sandworm, gigantic in size and still yet remaining and maintaining his humanity. He lived for 3,500 years, reigning as a God Emperor for all those years, and when he died in an assassination, which was theorized to have been a sacrifice instead, his body released the sand trouts back to the Arrakis planet, which reversed the terraforming of that planet, returning Arrakis into its primal state, which was a habitat for the sandworms and a paradise for the Freeman culture. The master of mankind, on the other hand, the God Emperor, is the most powerful psyker in the Warhammer 40K universe. His psychic and physical abilities are all but unmatched, and he has the potential to manipulate the warp, foresee the future, different timelines and futures, and even engage in psychic combat with the Chaos Gods, which are beings of near omnipotence. The Emperor is functionally immortal, having lived for nearly 50,000 years. He achieved this longevity through the sacrifice of the shamans who merged their souls into his unique new man form. So he is a perpetual who cannot ever die. Despite his immortality, his physical body suffered severe damage during the climactic battle of the Horus Heresy, struck by Horus, his own son, a Primarch, who was empowered by all the 4 ruinous Chaos gods. His shattered body then and now is still sustained on the Golden Throne, a life support device preventing his complete demise and at the same time acting as a beacon to the entire galaxy, facilitating warp travel and guiding humanity against aliens and demonic threats. Now tell us what you think of these 2 God Emperors and which one is your favorite. So if you like this video, then check this other one as well, and if you want to browse for other Warhammer content, then check out our channel. Subscribe and like for support. Till the next time, take care boys.